Mpox is another virus that's out there of concern. And I believe you had, and GeoVax had brought up in some of its press releases that there is an outbreak, I think, in California. And what's the rule now for receiving the Mpox vaccine, smallpox Mpox vaccine, and how many people are receiving that?
Well, right now, you know, the endemic element is not based in the United States. We're hearing
Hmm.
reports. The concern about the recent reports out of California, there were multiple reports, and they were from individuals who emphatically stated they had not traveled into endemic areas, for instance, in the southern hemisphere. And so that became very, very concerning. Now, that could mean that they follow certain personal practices that puts them at risk, sexual practices, et cetera. But they denied that also. So it was sort of confusing, and we don't really know the details of that. But the main groups are there, or the populations are at risk, are people from lifestyle dealing, sort of sexual practices, et cetera, or interaction with people who are traveling back and forth to endemic areas, are the ones who are being recommended to receive, at least in the United States and in parts of Western Europe, to receive the vaccines. Now we know that there's the primary vaccine that people utilize is that from Bavarian Nordic. It's the MVA.
Hmm.
Right now they're the single supplier of that vaccine on a global basis, have insufficient manufacturing capacity. So it's they're basically manufacturing what they can, and then they're also pulling it out, or it's being distributed out of the strategic national stockpile that the U.S. has, and other countries have started that. UNICEF announced in UNICEF and Gavi announced in July that they were setting up their own stockpile for Mpox vaccine. We had multiple meetings with both of those groups recently while we were in Europe with the people who oversee the thing, and they're most interested that which we're doing, keeping them updated almost on a weekly basis of our progress. Our outstanding step is to complete the packaging or the fill finish. Putting the vaccine has been manufactured. We're going to be manufacturing more as we go into 2026. That'll be in support of our phase 3 trial, our immunobridging trial that we'll be initiating in the second half of next year. But we're producing more than what we anticipate we'll need for our manufacturing, because we're in discussions and negotiations with WHO and others about emergency use licensing, because the need far exceeds the supply capability today. So we're working, moving as fast. We expect to have, before the end of this year, we will have completed the vialing of all the current clinical product that we have.